Alright, let's get started on the incline support drawing. So I'm going to go over to your part IPT file, click on that. Remember that whenever you're using your inches for your units, this one is the default, so you can go ahead and get started immediately here without having to go up to new and then go through the template selection. If you were to start a metric drawing, you would want to go to new and then go into the metric and then find the standard millimeter IPT file. So as soon as this comes up, I'm going to start my 2D sketch. Remember, I'm going to start my drawing right now on the XY plane. It is parallel with the front view over here, so I'm going to keep with the XY plane for now. And that is my origin. Remember, I want to always tie my part back to the origin. I find it just easy enough just to go ahead and make that my first selection. So I'm going to sketch out the incline plane. I'm not going to apply the dimensions. I want you to work with the mode of understanding that you can sketch and then you can go back and then constrain it with the dimensions later. But I am going to get the basic shape out. I'm going to line this up. So you can line up points. I'm lining up that point there. I want that to be on that y-axis, and then I'm going to just kind of make a little notch. So I'm looking at my geometric constraints right now are selected, and you can see those. In order to keep those on your screen, you do need to right click on your mouse button. If you right click and there we go, right click and then show all constraints, you'll be able to see what constraints have been assigned. So that's something you can toggle on and off, and I'll leave those on for you to take a look at. So after you constrain this, we're going to go back now and apply dimensions. So the quickest way to dimension a length of a line is to just select on the line itself. So just picking on the solid line and then dragging that dimension is the easiest way. I like to start with my overall length and height of my part because it's going to this drawing's going to stretch out when you're doing this. So you can already see it's kind of looking a little funky. But if you start with the outside or the larger dimensions, those dimensions will be in place, and then that way you don't have lines overlapping. So I'm going to go from point to point here. I'm going to lay out the 0.75 dimension. Then I'm going to pick this line right here, make that 1. We don't have a length for this one, but we have the other information around this. I'm going to move this up to 1.25. I've got this length. I'm going to go ahead and specify this one. This length right here is 0.25. And then this length is 0.5. And then this length is 0.75. Alright, so this line, those two are going to be the same. So 0.25. Looks like all the lines are now black, and now that means that it is fully constrained. And I have all the dimensions on there that was given to me within the problem. The only thing I'm missing now is the circle. So I want you to get out of your old AutoCAD habits as far as like maybe drawing a line over and up to locate the circle. Feel free to just come over here and sketch the circle right there in the middle. Just pick a point and then we're going to locate it X and Y. Something different on Inventor is that we have to specify the diameter, and all circles are drawn with a diameter, so you can lay that out with a diameter dimension given. And even if it's something where you're given a radius, Inventor is going to reference a circle or an arc as the diameter. So here I'm just pointing to the center of the circle and the vertical edge, and I'm laying out the dimensions that were given. Oops. So I get this all here. So I've laid out the basic geometry here. I'm going to finish the sketch. The next thing I'm going to do is extrude. So right now I'm using my scroll button in and out, double click, and that will do like a zoom extension that will get the whole entire part on your view. I'm going to go up to Extrude now, and I want to select my profile. Because I have two regions, I could pick this outside, or I could pick the inside and extrude either one. but this is the area that I'm looking for. I want to extrude this 1/2 of an inch. So I pick the profile. The second thing is the behavior. So which way do I want to go? Do I want to go forward? Do I want to go backwards? Do I want to split it between the work plane that I'm currently on, or do I want to offset it? So these are your options for direction, but I want it just to come forward. I want to specify my distance. So I'm going to type in 0.5, and then that's all we need to do right now. Hit OK, and now I'm free to save this. So go ahead and save this as incline support, and that is, oh, well, let me go while I'm here, I'll go over exporting it or exporting it to a PDF. If you wanted to ever export this file up to a PDF file, you could go to export and click on the PDF format, and that is how you can save that. So if you want to look at this drawing and not have to open it up in Venner, that export PDF is the way to go to just have an image of the part itself. If you're saving it as normal, just go to save and then save that as a standard IPT file.